Hello guys, welcome to Talk Session with ChiChi. If you are new on this channel, please kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell. We'll be continuing on the Covenant series. However, the title of this series is not the words of the covenant. It is still under the Covenant series, but I would call this episode the testimony of the covenant. Okay, so the testimony of the covenant is under the Covenant series. So if you're new on this channel or you're just stumbling across this video, all you need to do is search for the Covenant series and follow from the Words of the Covenant. Words of the Covenant has 2 episodes, and the next you will be on is this one, the Testimony of the Covenant. Whenever the covenant is initiated, or God talks about the covenant, or you hear about the covenant, something should strike your mind: deliverance from death and preservation of life. Alright, so when I was going back on these videos, I was watching these videos, okay, and I began to study more. I discovered as I was studying that I missed out on a very important detail on the covenant. So when I was studying, the Spirit of God began to minister to me, and He emphasized to me the importance of order in establishing His covenant. So order is very important in establishing the covenant. So the invitation of life is a part and parcel of establishing the covenant, but it's not the first thing on the list. So what is the first thing on the list in God establishing His covenant? To Noah, the first thing we are going to look at is Genesis chapter 6 verse 7. And if you look at that verse, it reads that, "But Noah found grace in the sight of the Lord." So when I was reading that particular verse, I nearly skipped it. I approached this casually, but not until I continued to look and I began to understand that this is a vital part in understanding the covenant. So what is the first thing on the list when God spoke to Noah about establishing His covenant? It was a testimony. Okay, so in establishing the covenant, a testimony is given. All right, a testimony is given, and that is embodied in Genesis chapter 6 verse 8. "But Noah found grace in the sight of God." Before I point that out very clearly, what is a testimony? What is a testimony? A testimony is something that causes God to bless you and remember you despite your wrongdoings. John chapter 3 verse 16 says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him should not perish but have everlasting life." So we did not beg God, we did not ask God. We had the testimony of love upon our life. We had the testimony of love upon our life. Another thing testimony represents is that the testimony is what causes a generation to continue to exist. Okay? It's what causes a generation to continue to exist. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 says, "And God blessed man and told man to multiply, to replenish the earth, to subdue and have dominion." All right, so we are a step further. God has placed us a step further because He has an everlasting testimony on man. Okay, that is what puts us on the edge. Okay, so you see that no matter what happens, man will multiply, man will have dominion, man will replenish the earth. Okay, not because it's the biological nature for man to do it, because God has declared it, because there's a testimony of dominion, of multiplication, of replenishing the earth, of being fruitful on the life of man. Tell me, a testimony is what causes a man to overcome, okay, to overcome a realm, an opposition, or a setback. Revelation 12:11 says, "We have overcome the devil, we have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony." So the blood of the Lamb is the word of our testimony. 1 John 4:4 says that we have overcome the world because greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world. Okay, so this is what enables us. The testimony of God on our life is what enables us to overcome. Okay, not because we have muscles, not because we are youth, not because we have strength, but because of testimony of God. You will always find yourself overcoming the devil if you know who you are and if you know the God that you serve.